tuto wo, tuto ma, tuto, arikuba bawa. Moyuba lofi, moyuba los dumare. Moba buegun toko la ba, lerito kunti imbelese o los dumare. O Baramey y Remigio Herrera, o Gundafumbo Tata Gaitán, Periquito Pérez, Iretu Tendí Bernardo Rojas, Bebo Morales, Ochepaure, Bernardito Rojas. O Bendica acá, o Bendilele Cundo Sevilla, o Turaira Agapito Piloto, o Turazar Pillo Cárdenas, Babayo Berraudíana Sacó, o Juana Laquentu Cheche, Alejandro Carvajal de Tequenda Pancho Mora, o Bararete, Pedro el Policía, o Dile que Chino, y Boricoso, Julito Collazo, o Disuángel Gómez, Robertico, o Veroso, Panchón, o Sacoso, Quimbaé, o Gundaleni, Delfín Gómez, o Fuleni Cheito, que Ibaé, Bayento, Nun Atandá, Añabío, Bailú, Jesús Pérez, Giraldo Rodríguez, José Antonio El Cojo, de la Rosa, Andosas de Pancho Quinto, o Batile Mi Puntilla, Olomi de Regino Jiménez, Fermín Nani, que Ibaé Andrés Chacón, Oni Changó, Gustavo, Oni Changó, Felipito Afonso, Equiletí, que Ibaé Ibayén Tonún, Lázaro Ross, que Ibaé Rolando El Gordo, que Ibaé Bayén Tonún, Mercedita Valdés, Ochun Yemí, que Ibayén Tonún, Teresa Polledo, Amelia Pedroso, Ibayén Tonún, Obadi Meyi, Obatolá, Obalofún, Lamberto Samá, Félix Palucha, Maximiliano Das, José Roche, Víctor Casanova, Salacota, Las Vitas, Las de Polito, Nené, Pupi, Obadele, Polo, Ochahueyeca, Mona, Latuán, Echudina, Adesola, Venerando Alfonso, Juan Jimagua, Alfonso Elegua, Ochardino Caría, Ochunguero Este Blanco, Ochun Larí, Félix La Serra, Tino Mi, Eugenio Riz, Ibaé, Ibayén Tonún, Pototo, Oni Changó, que Ibayén Tonún, Timbelese, Olor Dumare, Susana Cantero, Feminita Gómez, Nélida Oguotoló, Hecho Ayer, Echungere, que Ibayén Tonún, Timbelese, Olor Dumare, Panchita Cuba, Juana Betancur, Fela Méndez, Juana Manrique, Mercedes Eyioco, que Ibayén Tonún, Edelmira, Omila D. Que Ibayén Tonún, Bobo Egun, Toco la Ba, Lerito Kun, Timbelese, Olor Dumare. Barasuayo, Omonia la Guana Mamaqueña Irahueque, o Barasuayo, Eke, Echo Dará, Omonia la Guana Mamaqueña Irahueque. Ibarago Moyuba, Ibarago, Ago Moyubara, Omo de Cónicos Ibarago, Ago Moyubara, elegua chulona, Ibarago Moyuba, Ibarago, Ago Moyubara, Omo de Cónicos Ibarago, Ago Moyubara, elegua chulona. Y chonchon abe, odara, coronile yo babasem. Y chonchon abe, odara, coronile yo. Y chonchon abe, odara, coronile yo babasem. Y chonchon abe. Abuquenque, alabuquenque, babalegua de masanquio. Abuquenque, alabuquenque, babalegua la topa un lobo. Abuquenque, alabuquenque, eleguago, eleguagoaña, eleguagoaña, alaroye masanquio, eleguagoaña. Eleguagoaña, eleguagoaña, alaroye masanquio, eleguagoaña, Alaroye masankio, elegua goanya. Alaroye masankio, elegua goanya. Kirinya, kirinya, go kirinya, elegua gambole. Kirinya, kirinya, go kirinya, elegua gambole. Kirinya, kirinya, go kirinya, elegua gambole. Kirinya, kirinya, go kirinya. Awanile o, ogun mariwo. Awanile o, ogun mariwo, ogun afomode, oile ambere. Mariwo ogun de baba. Awanile o, ogun mariwo. Awanile o, ogun mariwo, ogun afomode, oile ambere. Mariwo ogun de baba. Ochosi, ọmọ ayé ló dá alamalade. Ochosi, ayé ló dá alamalade. Ochosi, ọmọ ayé ló dá alamalade. Ochosi, ayé ló dá alamalade. Sire, sire, ode masa, ore, ore. Sire, sire, ode masa, ore, ore. Chambele que igoro, o de masa bolona. 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 O de masa, iguara, o de fa, o de masa. Iguara, o de fa, o de masa. Iguara, o de fa, o de masa. Iguara, o de fa. Umo beyi, umo be carere, queren ya, y a la baña, y a la bacarere, queren ya. Umo beyi, umo be carere, queren ya. Y me yila omo edun, me yila omo edun, me yila ambe kuyare. Meyila omo edun, meyila omo edun, meyila ambe kuyare, meyila omo edun, meyila omo edun, meyila ambe kuyare, esondo imawa, sondo alabe yaure, sondo imawa, sondo alabe yaure, sondo imawa. Sondo alabe yaure, sondo himawa, sondo alabe yaure. Ah, farawere ya, ibeyis farawere. Ah, farawere ya, ibeyis farawere. Ah, farawere ya, ibeyis farawere. Ah, farawere ya. Kao chango kao kao sile o kao sile o mofo you borere 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 o chango to padolaye 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 leriwo de 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 o bata la verona, baba erona, le digo de ayaguna verona, baba erona, le digo de o bata la verona, baba erona, le digo de o bata la verona, baba erona, le digo de yale, yale o boyale. Yale wo boyale o batala, yale wo boyale, yale o boyale, yale wo boyale baba, yale obo yale, yale obo yale, hey, winnie mobile, obatala mobile, winnie mobile, ayaguna mobile, winnie mobile, obatala mobile, winnie mobile, ayaguna mobile, winnie mobile, eh. Toto ito ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto arrivo ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto batala le digo ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto batala le digo ayembeleto to ito to ayembeleto. OCHAREO, Adache, Chenife Chocún, Chenife Maru, Chenife La Ocha. Hello, hi everyone. Mis saludos a todos. Mis saludos a todos. That you have a great Sunday. Welcome all of you to our channel OCHAREO. Today we want to talk about the odun, Eyioco tonti Eyioco. Oyekun Ifa, that he is his godfather. I expect that all of you leave you comment and ask us any question that you want to ask me about this odun today, because we want to try to cover as much as possible. Also, it's important to know that the odun Eyioco, tonti Eyioco, is one of the odun in our religion that is a great one, because he's one of the eldest odun. He's the second one when we talk about Ocha, because after Okara is Eyioco. When we analyze this odun in Ifa, after the Baba Yobe comes Oyekun Mei. So in any way that we analyze this odun, we know that he is one of the important odun that we have. He represents the night, so he's the owner of the darkness and all of that. He's one of the odun that Echu had a great presence in this odun. So the person that has a Eyioco, no matter the combination that you have, could be Eyioco Bara, Eyioco Che, or anyone, always you need to pay attention of Echu and try to please him as much as you can, because Echu is so important in this odun. Through the patakines that we're going to analyze today, we're going to know why we have to do different bosses, the prosperity that this odun has, and also the advice from you. So when we analyze this odun, we know that we need to be so careful with the justice. So every single thing that you want to do, try to do it as legal as you can. So avoid different situation and something that anyone offer you in illegal manner, because you could be in trouble when you have Eyioco. This odun is the odun that we are supposed to live outside the city, because the ire of Eyioco is in the field. So many people that live in any town out of the city is good for this odun, because talk about the mother nature. When we exchange that energies with tree and all of that. In this odun, we have the beautiful patakin that is one of the main one that talk about arrows between siblings. So we need to be careful with our siblings, not only when we talk about the blood, Also, when we talk about the people that account for our godparents too, because could be different situation. So anything that you need to talk with your godparents, try to talk with them direct. Don't use anyone in the middle to talk in your behalf, because they can, flip around your conversation, and at the end you will be in trouble. In this Odun, Eyioco, he was the one that Olofi decided that will be the first Odun, but he celebrate this. They had a big party for Eyioco, and then he drink a lot and enjoy his party. But Eyeunle, that was next to him, he went to see Olofi first because Eyioco was sleeping. And Olofi at that time, he didn't see well. He told um, Eyeunle, he said, "Oh, you are Eyioco." So he named him the first Odun. So later, that Eyeunle, he was the king of the day. Like now, is the first Odun that we have in our region, the biggest one. He told with Olofia, he told, but you can give something to my brother, Eyioco. And Olofi accept that and made Eyioco the king of the night. This is the reason that people that have this Odun, most of the time they are artists. They like the night and parties and all of that. In the most cases, the person that have this Odun is the person that like to dress so well, because this is something that were born in this Odun too. With the humans being start to dress before they use, leaf to cover the private part and all of that, the animal skins, until they create the clothes that little by little improve in our life. In this Odun also we have the patakin, about the slave, that he was a hard worker, and the owner of the farm, that he was so tired, the worker, to work so hard and do so many different things, and he didn't have prosperity in his life. So he decided to go for divination with Orumila. And Orumila recommend him to do an ebo with 2 candle, 2 egg, 2 coconut, and another ingredients. And he did. So the next day in the morning, he decided to go to the forest and bury this ebo, like Orumila recommend him. But what happened that the owner of that land, he was watching him doing that, and he thought that he was very something that he take for him. So he told with the authorities that he was a thief, that he took part of his money and all of that. And when the authorities uh, comes to the forest and opened the hole, they saw that was an ebo. So automatically he sued the owner of that land, and he got a lot of money, and he became rich. So this Odun about us, that when we go to do an ebo, it's important to bury it. Something else is the Echu that talk about the Daniel. This is one of the Odun that talk about Echu. The Echu, he liked the humans meat. He liked the human. He was the one that never was disagree with Olodumare about the creation. And anytime that Iku want to come and take a person, Iku did that. So Echu was happy because he was in the side of Iku. But what happened that the humans, they got tired on all of that. Through Orumila, they did an ebo and they bury in the main door different ingredients, and also they have the chicken and yang inside the house. So when Iku came and she listened the chicken, she saw that they were waiting for her to kill and exterminate Iku. So automatically Iku retrieved of that place because she was afraid of that. So this odun is the odun that let us know that when some people, some person in our house, for example, is sick and we have this odun, we could have a chicken inside the house or the hio, something else that we can use. And when he's singing, he take away Iku from our environment. That's why you see that people sometimes have bears, some different things at home in order to keep Iku away of that, because the person that had this odun know that always Iku try to do something against him. For example, when you have a Eyioco, you are not supposed to have any bears in case, because it is something that is the taboo in this odun. But however, you can have a chicken, or you can have another a hen, for example, that noise keep Iku away of you, because after the humans did the ebo with all of that, Iku use another forms to get close to us. Like for example, ano, ofo, araye, and all of that. When we see ano, next to ano is Iku. Next to any single osobo that we have in our religion, Iku is next to it. Iku sometimes eat through them. So when the person is sick, then it's ano. It's osobo ano. Iku is next to it. It's like when the person have, for example, Arun or Araye, Eyo, Akoba, any of that osobo, always Iku is waiting that something be wrong to get us. So that's why we do an ebo, to appease that kind of enemy, in order that we don't have any single problem with Iku, that we know that it represents the death. Here, why it's important in this odun to appease Echu? Because here Ochun, she had a problem because of Echu, because she didn't want to do the ebo. We have here the Patakin, that Ochun had a lot of people that was in love with her. So she tried to talk with Orumila to know what she could do, because it was a lot, and sometimes she felt so, annoyed with all of that. And Orumila recommended her to serve Echu and do an ebo. But she refused that because she said that Echu was her enemy. So she didn't want in any way to do the ebo with Echu. What happened that later around she met Chango, and she fell in love with Chango, and she had her family. But Echu, he feels so bad with that. He fell in yellow with that relationship. So he made some powders and brought these powders to Ochun, and she lost her vision. So she went back to see Orumila, and Orumila told her that he goes to do an ebo, but she never going to recuperate her vision like before. Chango abandoned her and also her kids. It was the sad moment in her life. And Babaluaye, that was in Orumila house, he decided also to support Ochun in the best way that he can. They did an ebo to her, and they went back with Ochun to her house. And she decided that from that point, she goes to live with Orumila and Babaluaye. She didn't have anything to do, so she started to divine for the people in that town with the glass of water. So this is one of the odun that thought that a person could do a divination just with a glass of water, because Ochun here, she was a diviner, the spiritual diviner. So with one glass of water, even though she didn't have the capacity to see well, but she had the spirituality to read everyone. So she had a lot of people that always were looking for her for divination. So it's important that if we have this odun, we improve our knowledge about the masses. How you can do the mass, the investigation must try to read the book of prayers and learn all of them, that they go to help you in so many different ways, and little by little you're going to improve your skills about the spirits. So no matter that now, for example, you have this odum in you our father of Orumila or Yokofa, and you say, but you know, I had never did that before. Start with your godparent, with a friend, or just by yourself. Sit down in your boveda at least, for example, 20 minutes a week, and you will see how you can improve that. And just trust your instincts, because the person that have this odon is the person that has great spirits, and is a natural medium. So never be afraid to improve that, and you will see the results not only for you, enough for the people that are surrounding you, that they're going to say, oh, thank you, look for your spirit. You have a great light, and little by little, you will be successful in the spiritual field. When we talk in this odun about Palo Mayombe, it's important that you have this odun before you crown your orchard, try to get a scratch. Why? Because here is great for us the communication with the mother nature, with the trees and all of that. Eyioco, the ire of this odun, is in the field, is in the forest. The sticks, we know we need to learn about the stick and about the plants. Do that in this particular odun, the other trees, they were supposed to do an ebo to stay alive. But most of them, they didn't want to do it. So just the Ma Pacifico, the Hobo, and others did the ebo. And when the wind came and all the stone, they stayed alive. So when you are scratched, you have the power to work with the sticks and all the earth also. And for that, using all of this that you will learn, of course, little by little, you can save the life of so many people and keep them free of any single osopo. That's why you are supposed to get a scratch. What happens that sometimes we don't have the possibility to live away from the city. Sometimes the person has to live in the city because work over there or for so many different reasons. What you can do, that you can do here is to try to buy different ornamental plants, like for example, Pacifico, lengua vaca, the tuna. There you can have also the siempre viva, we call the prodigiosa too. All of these different plants you can have in your house, and then you can, take care of them, and then you live in the green environment. So there are a lot of people that they have a great skill to take care of the plant, and this is good in Eyioco because always you will receive the bless of the forest that is important in this autumn. And when you have any single situation that, for example, you need to go to the cemetery for a main reason, because in this autumn we avoid the cemetery, we avoid the funeral parlor, we avoid also to go to the to jail to visit anyone that is in there. You can take some, for example, leaf of Pacifico and prepare a bath, or one leaf of the prodigiosa and carry with you in order to be safe and don't have any single ogun that attach to you. Because due of this odun, you will have some ogun that they could attach to you, and bind you in so many different ways. So if you, for example, have this odun, try to always to take some ebomisi. Something else that we have in this odun is the fishes. Eyioco is the odun that the fish did the ebo before he came to the earth. That's why we see fishes in every single place, in lakes, in the ocean, in the river, and then multiply a lot. So this odun talk about the person that have so many different kids, at least have 2 or 3 kids, and could be for different marriage, because it talk about the multiplication of the family, that the family grow up. But we need to know also that one of the greatest above that we can do for prosperity in this odun is to put some features to our orisha. For example, if you have crown of batala and you have this odun, you can cut the fish and offer it to Obatala. The only thing that you do with, for example, with lark, and you add cocoa butter after it get toast, cocoa butter and cascarilla. You put like a bed with cotton in a white plate, and then on top of that you put the fish and you offer it to Obatala. In case that you have any single warrior, because you have crown, elegua, ogun, ochosi, that all of these orishas talk in this odun, maferefun, ochosi in this odun, maferefun de ibeyis, also chango, and all of them, you can offer it to elegua, ogun, or ochosi with palm oil. Just you toast this fish with palm oil, and you present it to them, and you are some wrong in case of elegua ogun is ochosi, for example, you are some anisette. When you do it for ochun, made with some tomatoes, a beautiful fish with some tomato and all that, and offer it to ochun. because this odun in particular, when we want prosperity, when we want to grow in any single field, or we want to achieve something in our job, we offer fishes to our orisha. So you can offer it to your guardian angel in particular, and also you file in OCHA or your mother. It depends on the case. Once a year, something that will be good for you is to get a rogation with a fish. Most of the time, my family, we don't find red snapper. So we can do the rogation with catfish or another fresh fish that our babalawo recommend to us. Let me check something here because I don't know. I don't see any comments. I don't know why. I don't see any comment here. That is something a little weird. Let me see something. Okay. Let me check something here. Maybe there's some situation with that, but it doesn't matter. So we continue. So this is the reason that we offer a fish here in this odun, because here is the odun that the fish came to our world and he multiplied. So it's important to you to offer it to any single orisha that you have. Now, in this odun is something that is important that we know about, that is that we need to be responsible in anything that we do, in our job, in any place that we are. Because here the son or Chango, he had the business that he made tools for the orishas. And he did a great job. So people love to do tools with him. But at some point, he started to go to Paris anytime that he feels to work at night. He liked to go to different parties, to drink, and all of that. And what happened that the next day, he was so tired, so he couldn't finish the work that he has. So people start to make complaints and talk about him. So he decided to hire a helper that worked with him. But he continued doing the same thing, but his helper, he started to learn, and he started to do better tools. And people always complain him about Chango and why they didn't have the tools at the time that they needed to, because they pay also Chango before that, because they trust the song of Chango. But he got tired of all the comment of the people, so he left the Chango song business and he created his own one. And then the Chango song, he got so sick. He got sick. He didn't have, clients to work. So he thought that was his helper that he was doing a witchcraft to him. So when he went to see Orumila, Orumila told him, it's not your helper, it's the tongue of people, of the people that they are talking about you. And also because you are so unresponsible and you are drinking a lot. So Orumila said, I'm going to do the above for you, and you will get better. Your health will be so much better. But you never go to recuperate your business like before. And it was like that. His helper, he, got a lot of evolution. He started to grow his business, and the real owner, the Chango son, he never recuperated his business. So Try to be responsible. Even though you go to any party, um, you know have fun in your life. Try to do everything that you are supposed to do at work. And also be careful with the tongue of people because people start to talk about you and you can, get sick also from that. So try to avoid comment that you really don't need in your life. You are the person that you are an artist that we talked before. So you have so many different gifts that if you use them, you will be successful in your life. But try to be responsible because like you see in this patakin, the alcohol and parties, it doesn't match with the responsibility that you are supposed to keep. This is the patakin that we're going to see now that let us know also why the Eyioco is the king of the night. Because usually all the people that had knowledge in that town, all of them, the teachers, they got a meeting and they decide to know which one goes to be the king of the night. So they have to show the others the skill that they have. And Eyioco say, I have a great skill. I know how make the animal that is dead more famous than when he was alive. So the rest of the teachers, watched at him and said, that's something impossible. But okay, you will have 5 days before the other meeting to show us that this is the truth. So he went to the market and he buy the goat and he walked with it through the market back and forth. And sometimes the goat was uh, yelling, but no one paid attention. And then later he sacrificed the goat and with the skin he made a drums. And he started to play in one place of the market and everyone listened the drums and went over there and talked with him and all of that. When the 5 days passed and they had the next meeting, he tried to show them his skills and they asked him what you did. And they asked them, do you listen when the goat in the market? And most of them said, no, we don't really listen. Maybe one I listen something. However, did you listen the music, the drum? And all of them say, yes, we listen the drum. He said, this is my point, that I made the goat more famous now that that I sacrificed him that is dead than him when he was alive. So when all of them recognize his virtues, so they made him the king of the night. Because of that is when we have this odun, we are supposed to play for our guardian angel, play for ogun. Eyioco is the odun that we need to play to communicate with our orishas. This is something that is great in this odun. And you can see too that in Eyioco, sometimes we make the share with the skin of the goat. Then it's good to use too when we go to do different meditation. We sit down in that chair that have also the ceremony because we are supposed to purify it with umiero and all of that. This is the odun that said that at some point in your life when you have problems, try to play for your spirit or for your guardian angel. But before do a sacrifice, make a sacrifice, feed your orchard. What happened right now? So many people in our religion, they want to play for the guardian angel. They make a huge party with everything that is possible. Different cake, parties, drink, and all of that. A beautiful throne, but they don't fit the guardian angel. That is they party. You are supposed to feed your guardian angel. You are supposed to have an attack first to know what really wants, because it's about the oricha, it's not about us. So sometimes when you feed and you make sacrifice for the oricha, you have an attack. Your guardian angel recommend you to do something else. So they say do a mass or do this above, or you have to play to me now. You can play for me a little later, and all of that. So when you do that, try to do everything as complete as you can, because the pain of this, you will be successful with the done. So don't spend a lot of money, you know, to please people. Think first to please the Orisha, to give the Orisha and provide to Orisha everything that he needs. And after that, and then you do everything for the rest, because the party is about the Orisha. Something else is when you going to play in Eyioco for the guardian angel, try to have over there the ibeyis, because the ibeyis here in this odun is important. And if you can, between the drums, break a piñara, for example, for the kids, 100 points. Because here in this odun is good to also to do something for the bass. So take advantage of the drums that you go to do, and do something for the bass at the same time. In this odun, also talk about the riders, so that we are supposed to write everything, because people usually in this odun don't like to write, and this is something that is good for us, and it will help us in so many different ways. This is something that is not just good. Okay, that's about it. Okay, because here Olofi, he was so desperate because he didn't have the possibility to write down anything, and he went to the town and he saw that the people write everything on top of the earth, on the floor. But when the wind comes, the wind deletes everything. So he got disappointed with that. And he went to the fisherman's place, and he saw that they write down everything in the rocks. But when the water comes, the same thing. The water deletes everything. So he felt so bad with that, and in his way back to Paras, he saw Chango. And Chango asked him, "What's wrong? What happened with you?" And Olofi told him that he wants to write every single thing to pass for different and another generations in general. Chango said, "Don't worry, I got this." So at night, Chango took a piece of the palm tree, and he did a sacrifice with Pio, and he created the paint. So in the morning, at 4 o'clock, he showed Olofi everything, and he started to write down all of that in the piece of wood with the ink that he was made to Olofi. And Olofi, he felt so happy with that, and he blessed Shango. This odun talk about the pains, about the consecration of them, that it's important to write down every single thing that we can in order that no one fight when we pass away. Talk about the wills, talk about the legal papers, and all of that, that we need to write down that something that happened for so many people now is that we have everything in the desk computer, in the laptop, iPad, cell phone, any electronic device. So when something happened, we lost everything. Why? Because we didn't write down even the contacts, important contact that we have to call people, password and all of that. So even though we have all of these devices, now we need to write down everything that we need to remember, and it will be better for us, because at the end, all of it create that in order that the humanity could pass the knowledge to the next generation. That's why it's important in this odun to write. And in addition of that, you that have this odun, this is one of you or to give to write. So every single thing that you can write, do it, and then you won't have any problem. So thank you all of you. I try to cover as much as I can about this odun. I don't see any comments today. Maybe there's something wrong with the system. Let me see here. Maybe I have some comment here. Let me see before. Okay, no, we don't have anything here, so it could be in YouTube. But nothing. My family had a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy with all your family members. Try to follow up the advices of Eyioco, that is one of the greatest odun that we have. Maferefun hecho, try always to please hecho. Ochosi. You have this odun when you guardian angel, you need that at some point you need to receive ochosi, because it's one of the rituals that is important to you. Maferefun, also olokun, añá, and all of that. Health, faith, and prosperity. Ya tú sabes. Oh, chareo.